Hi guys, welcome back to the channel. Today we're talking about earnings in relationship, and this is such a sensitive topic. Not because we don't talk about it, but because every time we talk about things like this at all, tempers will flare. And I am very sure that this is something that will help you. So you need to watch to the end to get all of the scope. So we are going to look at three main things that kind of inform how we look at earnings in relationship between the lady and the man, who should earn more, and what happens when that person earns more. So typically three things apply when it comes to a dynamic average relationship or marriage, right? There are expectations from society. There are things that people just expect that is the husband should be or have or look like. I don't know why we are like that. There are also things that society believes that the woman should be and do, and those things actually affect how we behave when it comes to contribution financially within our relationships. The second factor that makes it so dicey is gender roles. Gosh, we just believe that there are certain things that is a man's role, there are certain things that is a woman's role, and this is different from the biological roles that already are assigned. Like a woman gives birth, a man has more strength for physical activity that are just everybody knows. But other things that are just expectations that we have grouped into gender roles, a man should do, a woman should do, those things also make it very, very dicey. The third thing, sadly, is how we think that different relationships should be. Sometimes the dynamics of personal relationships are things that we try to deny. But by that I mean that no two relationships are the same, and many times we'll forget that.
Yes. Let's go.
So on this topic of earning and the dynamics of earning in relationships, first of all, what have we experienced? You yourself, what have you experienced, or what have you even adopted as the best practice when it comes to you and your woman? How do you people deal with money? That's what we're talking about. Like, if you're going on a date, who picks up the bill? And if you pick up the bill, do you do that 100% of the time? Is it okay if she also picks up the bill 100% of the time? Or do you guys do Dutch, like you bring and she brings for a particular date or a particular project? What are the dynamics? Just let me know in the comment section before we even go there. What is working for you? If it's something that's working for you already with you and your woman, also drop in the comments, okay? This discussion is very, very exciting, and that's why I need you to make it very interactive. But trust me, I'm going to respond to every comment, in the comment section. These issues or these conversations or these behaviors around earnings has put a lot of pressure on men in particular, because somehow you are the one that society expects to carry the bulk of the load financially, and I know how that can be. I can imagine, let me not say I know, since I'm not a man, right? But I can imagine how that can be such a pressure. I can imagine just sleeping every day and always thinking of all the people I have to sort out, I have to take care of. Like, guys, I don't know how you guys do it. For the married men in the house, kudos. Like, you guys are the real MVP. See, don't even let anybody tell you otherwise. See, not all Supermans wear capes, and you're one of them. You are doing an amazing job. Like, I can't imagine waking up every day of my life, especially even single men. I wanted to say especially married men, yes, thinking for the welfare of other people who are my family members, other people, friends. And this is not to say that every man does that, but like I said, socially, these are things that men are expected to do, like pick up all the bills. Now, let's look at some of the dynamics that are very funny around this. So number one, the idea of extroversion and introversion. Have you realized that society even believes somehow, and I'm talking about you when I'm talking about society, I'm talking about you and I, right? Society believes somehow that men are the gender that are extroverts. Have you imagined it? Extrovert means they're the ones that are more socially outward, more outspoken, more courageous, brave, life of the party kind of people. Should be the one to, attack at the gate if somebody, that protector and all of that. People erroneously believe that all men have such a personality. And then women are the more introverted ones, not wanting to go out, don't really want to club, don't really like social activities. Their social battery runs down very often and they like to withdraw to the home. I don't know who deceived us, but I see this play out all the time, and I'm like, we need to talk about this. Do you believe it? And that's also why when you see a man who is phlegmatic, introverted, cool, loyal, straightforward, some people look at him suspiciously like, what's the problem? Some people say, why behave like a woman? Like, seriously. And then when you see a woman who is extroverted person, as her personality, she's out there, she's a boss chick, she's a go-getter, people label her also like, why behave like a man, this and that, but the truth is, guys, personalities, temperaments, all of that has nothing to do with gender. It's distributed equally among both genders. There's nothing like men are this and men. So if you see a man who is shy, who is withdrawn, who is risk averse, doesn't like to approach things, then we talk down on him and kill his remaining personality and ego. It's wrong now. Oh, wrong now. Even though Yoruba people. Oh, wrong. Like, why? He didn't make himself like that. We all bring our different dynamics, and it's beautiful with the mix. And if you look at most marriages, it's so beautiful to see how opposites attract. So you see a woman who is choleric, boss driven and all of that, good manager of people and all of that, you always see her attracted to that male who is more sensitive, more observant, more loyal, more organized. And it's beautiful. I mean, nothing is wrong with that. And I know several people. Begin to think, several people who their wives are like the life of the party and their husbands are the cool, calm, collected, keeping it together guy. And also vice versa, right? So the earlier we drop this impression that men are the extrovert, women are the introverts, less pressure will be on men in particular. And that also plays out in how we think about job. So if a man doesn't want to do all of the kind of jobs that people typically think is for strength and all of that, not all men are cut out for factory job, because by personality, you remember, they may be more introverted, so they may do more jobs of writing, remote work, caregiving, teaching, and there's nothing wrong with that. I mean, that is where their personality plays out the best. So why not? And the kind of job they also do and who they are also would affect the kind of income that they will earn. So does that mean that they should also be expected to earn as much or more than their wives who may be in more money deep industries like oil companies, engineering, all of those, aviation? If your wife is that kind of person or is an industry that pays out the more money, definitely she's going to earn more. And is there anything wrong with that? So people also take jobs and careers in line with their personalities. And we have established here that personalities is distributed across all genders. Men are not more introverted than women. Do we agree? So that we can go to the next point. Okay, number 2. Now, remember, we're still on the topic of things that affect income distribution at home, or how we behave around income at home generally. Let's talk about the elephant in the room, the expectations about income, that a man must necessarily earn more than the woman. But that it's just traditional gender roles, nothing else. It's not like there are more favorable job environments in that sense for men than for women. And that doesn't mean that there are no jobs that they prefer men. Of course, more energy consuming kind of jobs would naturally want more men, and that is to preserve the woman as well, right? Now, when a man does not earn as much as a woman, should it affect the relationship? For instance, should it even make him not get married to the woman because I have to be on top? Does it affect the respect, mutual collaboration, understanding? Should it? So those are questions I'm posing to you. The fact that we think that men must earn women in marriages and in relationships has caused a lot of issues. I've been watching a lot of Nollywood movies recently, a lot, and kudos to the women who are holding it down. interestingly, most of the movies I've watched in a week are produced by women. So we're talking about the likes of Omoniopoli, Oduake Song, and what's the other, Chini Love, Eze. And realizing that they are women, I give it to them, right? Then again, this is another industry that was thought to be male dominated at the time, but women are totally nailing it. I mean, someone like Omoniopoli is making movies every week. Every Friday she drops a new movie. Like, guys, I don't even know how she's doing it. They're making a lot of money from YouTube earnings, from marketers, from cinema and all of that. And if they earn more than their husbands, how does that affect the headship of the man in the home? How does that affect mutual respect? How does that affect submission and love and understanding? Because these are things we took off from tradition, from how we used to hear things are done, or how our parents maybe lived, and our grandfathers lived. Don't mind me, guys. External noise, but we're going to do this video. Okay, so the fact that we think, first of all, we have knocked out the idea of personalities being gender specific. Now we are looking at expectations of earnings. You know, the more we think about it, the more we can relax. If you get your own woman and you have an understanding, you're vulnerable, you're happy together, you guys tick each other's boxes, there shouldn't be any pressure about who earns more and who earns less. Because at the end of the day, you are a team, you're one. Right? Okay, let me know in the comment section. Another thing is when it comes to wealth and marital choices. When I was single, they told me the same. Do you know that some women are told not to flaunt their wealth, not flaunt now, not to live their lives, because it will chase men away? And it's not just being said, it's for real. You know, I have met men who, because you live in a good apartment, you own your own house, you have a good job, then they hear the kind of industry where you work in, already they rule themselves out from even dating you, talk less of marrying you. And I laugh about that all the time because I'm like, why? So somebody's wealth will affect their marital choices. No, I'm not blind to the fact that there's something about status. Like, we all have a way of reasoning, our circle and our understanding of life, and our worldviews have to match for love to work, right? But thinking that because you earn a certain amount of income, all the men who can earn up to you as a woman automatically are not in your league, cannot have a love relationship with you, is crazy. And this is another thing that reinforces this aspect of men outturning women at all costs. I have even heard friends who are very close to me say, oh yes, I want my wife to do well, to be that, to globetrot and all of that, but while she's doing that, I'll make sure that I'm earning much more than her. And I'm like, guy, drop the pressure. Except you're married to somebody who doesn't get you. Like, I don't understand it. Well, so it's not as simple as I'm saying it, I know, because a lot of people will say, you don't understand, right? But the thing is that we all have the choices. We all have the choices to make our lives how it should be. And I think that using wealth to choose who to marry or not is kind of dumb. Quote me. I'm sorry, but I'm not even sorry. It's kind of dumb, because if you tick the right boxes and the only problem is that, oh, she earns $10,000 a month and you earn $2,000 a month, and that's the reason why this love can't work, I think that you as a man, seriously, you're not serious. That's why I say it. If it's a woman who thinks that, oh, because I earn more than him, no, I have to wait for a man who earns at least $11,000 or $20,000 before we can begin to talk about love, she's definitely not serious. And we have seen the repercussions of these things happen over and over. If you understand the challenge well enough, you know that one of our core ends, because this is a means to an end, one of our core ends is to reduce the scourge of divorces and wrong matching for those who are not married. Please don't marry for marrying's sake. I beg you. These are conversations you need to have. You need to understand. See, there's no playing hanky-panky with your destiny. Now, another factor I want us to look at also that reinforces some of these things is this one, that people believe that no matter what you earn, a woman will never contribute financially in the home. So in my country, we have a few people. In the other generation, yes, the idea of housewife was very popular, where men earn all, pay their wives even allowances, and the women just take care of the home. And it doesn't matter whether they have master's degree, PhD, they remain at home, right? Now, things are changing a bit. We still have those kind of people, but I mean, it's everybody's choice at the end of the day. But so I know some people who do this from the point of view that a woman's money can't add anything to what I'm earning. Then the worst is the people who have a mindset that no matter what happens, a woman will not agree to contribute financially because home chores and all that is her own part of the role of the home. And I think it's crazy, right? Well, I don't know what you think. Also, some people also believe that even when a woman out-earns you, most of them will not contribute financially. And some also believe that in certain things like rent, land, school fees, all of those things, that is not the role of a woman to pick up those kind of bills. She can pick up bills for groceries. And it's neither here or there. I mean, but these are things that have put a lot of pressure on the modern man. And I don't know what your peculiar situation is or what you're planning for it to be your home when you eventually get married, but that's what I want us to discuss. Where do you look at this whole financial behavior among lovers, fiancés, married couple? What do you think? Is this helping us? Having this set mindset about things, is it really helping us? And the truth is, I've been in a discussion once. I'm going to give you two scenarios. I've been in a workshop once where we're talking about the gender role. I used to be a social media influencer, so we work with organizations, NGOs now, that deal with some of these topics. And in a room where we were one day, a woman after the session was weeping, and she raised her hand to ask a question, and she said sincerely before that workshop she didn't know that she can contribute financially to help her husband. She has always believed that it's not the role of a woman, and she has always kept her money for herself. So her money is for her husband's money is for them. And that recently, she was once saying that in the recent times, they have need to pay rent, and the husband has like 40% of the money and has been working tooth and nail, even trying to borrow to make it up to pay their rent, and that she sincerely has the money that can pick up that rent, but it had never crossed her mind to like say, oh babe, let's add this, just don't stop disturbing yourself, add this and complete it. That she kept her money and is doing her thing, but it was when she got to the workshop after the session that she don't know her like, oh, I can actually contribute financially. So there are people that are ignorantly, honestly, in that place where they don't know what marriage is about financially. And that's why I'm having this conversation. I also have men who have said so many times to me that, Jenny, forget it. No matter what you do, immediately you allow your wife begin to contribute, you lose respect, you lose that. And so they work everything they can do to earn. So you see them in debt, you see them, their health, their blood pressure is spiking, you see them in different chaos with different people, having different issues with different people, and most times they die leaving debts behind for their families. And then you wonder, like, so what's marriage about? Is marriage a joke? Is marriage a joke to you? Like, seriously, before I met that woman in the workshop, I never believed that someone can actually see somebody they say they love toiling, going sleepless nights, borrowing, getting insulted by people who are not agreeing to give him money or those he's owing, because he's trying to pay for rent where she also lives as a wife, and then it doesn't cross her mind to bring her money to add up. How do we redefine succeed in our relationships with all of these things that are looking us in the face? I think that most times many men don't ask the right question, and I think that will inform my next video that I'm trying to do. I'm going to come up with a few questions that I think are very, very critical for you to discuss at the dating stage or the courtship stage, discuss with your would-be wife, because I think that prevention is better than cure. And I think that it comes from a place of knowing yourself. If you know who you are as a man, you have a vision before you get into the marriage, it makes things easier for you. Because first of all, when you have a vision, it informs the kind of girl, lady you should be talking to her at all about love and about marriage, because you must make sure that she is also in alignment with the kind of life that you want, and the kind of life you want is in alignment to what she wants for her life as well. And now those discussions become natural when you have mutual vision. So I think that this is one of the things we should discuss. I mean, it should be that we are all working hard to earn as much as we can to live a good life. So whether it is the man or it's the woman, should it matter? At any point you begin to earn more, now this is you talking with your girl, what should happen, right? So I don't know how those discussions should happen, but I think that is something that you have to discuss. Let us be sure that understanding, which comes from open communication, holding nothing back, is key. At every point, we must make sure that respect for one another's or each other's opinion is rife. At every point, knowing that first, we are individuals and we have our capabilities, our strengths. Where you falter or you are weak, your wife might have the strong points, and it has nothing to do with gender. Coming together means becoming a whole, so that where you are weak, she's strong. Where you're strong, she may be weak, and you guys cover each other's back. At the end of the day, for me, that's the beauty of marriage. And I'm not even telling you what I don't know or what I'm not experiencing. I'm telling you from my experience, and I'm telling you from what will work. Because see, at the end of the day, it's one life. Guy, it's one life that you got. And see, you deserve to be happy. You deserve to work hard and reap the fruit of your hard work. You deserve to be loved even when you can't work again. You deserve to be loved irrespective of whether you work or not. Because you're first human and God loves you. God made you. Nobody is a favorite when it comes to God. So you should also come from a point of view of someone receiving from God to spread across the love in his family. So let me know what you think in the comment section about this topic. When it comes to societal expectations, these things are issues that come up in homes. You hear it from mothers, fathers, brothers, sisters, reinforcing things that will bring chaos between you and your partner. You must stand against them. You must have the balls to say, this shouldn't happen. You shouldn't talk to my wife like this. You shouldn't question us about our choices. You must, because you are forming your own family, which is another unit different from your siblings and your parents. You must be able to stand and defend the culture that you want to build with your wife. I think that this is the most important thing here, that you must stand up as a man, decide what you want, and protect your wife from external influences while you guys are on learning and relearning and learning some things that will help both of you find your rhythm, so that no external factor, external person will infiltrate your home and cause mindset battles. And I think it's your place to stand against those kind of things. You must stand your ground against these societal norms, tradition, things people tell you that they don't even do in their own homes. All the hypocrisy around what should be, what shouldn't be. It is your role as a man, if you want to be happy, healthy, eat the fruit of your labor, enjoy serving God, it is your role to stand up to them and protect your family from interference. At the end of the day, when you succeed, everybody will want to be part of your successful marriage, and you should make it work because it's possible. Let me know what you think about this sensitive topic in the comment section, and I'll respond to every one of them right now as I see them, and I'll come to you again with questions you should ask your spouse before, or rather you should ask your wife to be before getting married. Okay, bye.